Can you hear that?
I was pretty proud of myself. I had remembered everything: water, ibuprofen,
Just your ears. you forgot.
glasses. Can't hear.
Can't hear. Sometimes that's better.
I'm ready to go anytime you are.
Is it recording? Yep. Ready to go?
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the April 19th, 2022 Board of Trustees meeting for the Hideaway Hills Club. May I have a motion to adopt this agenda?
So moved. Up. And
Is that Eric?
seconded.
Cabot.
Cabot.
Cabot?
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Doug was
Doug?
right there.
Okay.
Either
Right
one,
there with-
either one, you can, whatever works. for
All
you.
in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. President's report. First and foremost, I would like to thank the management committee for holding down the fort while we took an extra 30 days to look for our new general manager. I complimented them at the management committee meeting, but I also wanted to go on record as telling them that I think that the divide and conquer, where everybody took a small piece of what needed to happen and to be kept an eye on. And they did a really nice job with that. That being said, we had an excellent turnout for the 80s night at the clubhouse and the Blue Jean Ball at the lodge. As aforementioned, Andy joined us this month and has already started to meet with the committee chairs and the members. The pontoon launch is this Saturday, April 23rd. The golfers are gearing up for summer with their spring fling event. The Easter egg hunt, which was scheduled for the 9th, had to be postponed because of snow. Shocking. But was a success the following day when the temperatures were in the 60s. I'll cover it in a little more in the committee updates, but the fitness center is officially ready to open. The nominating committee will announce board nominations soon, and names will be posted on the lodge bulletin board per our code. You'll also see additional information about the candidates coming out in the Echo. A member who is not nominated by the committee can petition to get on the ballot with 15 member signatures. Candidate names along with petition signers will also be posted. The candidate resume form is on the HAH Club website and must be in the office no later than May the 2nd. Mark your calendars for the annual meeting, which is always the third Sunday in August, this being the 21st year. We'll again offer in-person, absentee, and electronic voting. Over half of those who voted in the February special meeting used electronic voting. The social committee has a fun summer planned with concerts at the amphitheater and a deck tour, a poker run, and a chili cook-off. And for your new members, Summer in the Hills is officially coming alive. Last but not least, it didn't take but a couple warm days for us to start receiving phone calls and emails about speeding in the hills. And also barking dogs. So that's going to be a big topic of conversation as we go throughout the summer. Any questions? Okay.
Jeff, I have a question on the nominating committee scenario. We have not done it that way before, where if you were not nominated by the nominating committee, that you needed to have the 15 signatures. It's been anybody who's wanted to run for the board has submitted their application, and so there we go.
Okay.
That's actually in the code. It's
Yeah.
actually
Oh, yeah.
spelled out that way.
It's in the code.
Last year we voted on it too.
Never did it that way before.
Yeah.
Well,
Why we're trying to make it more difficult for somebody to run for the board here is beyond me, but
Well,
Just
you don't
follow
have
in
a
the
that's
code.
your
choice.
decision.
You don't have a choice when it's in the code.
It's in the code.
Well,
Yeah.
we've done it 60-some years this way, but okay.
Well, no, we used to do it that way in the old days. I remember
I
that.
think Scott actually got 15 signatures when he ran.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Well, he did because he missed the original deadline, but
Mhm.
that's another story.
Yeah. So last
One
year it
week.
was addressed, it's in the minutes and it said going forward, because people are saying the board doesn't follow the code, we're going to follow the code. And Which we shouldn't have to vote on it because it's in the code.
So the nominating committee will not, they're only going to nominate their people and nobody else. So if I wanted, if I wanted to run for the board and tell the nominating committee I'd like to run, if they do not choose me, I'm not going to be part of that group.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm not gonna be part of that group. Okay,
Correct.
and then are we going to do anything special to promote the nominees by the nominating committee? Or will everybody the people that are nominated by the nominating committee and the people that do the 15 signatures, are they all going to be promoted equally? Or will there be?
I don't know that we promote anybody.
I just want to know that question.
Okay.
right? Because.
Do you have an example you can give me of
well,
where
we've
we
not
have
done it this way
promoted?
before, so I want to make sure that we're not going to be promoting one group over another. So I. is
Okay,
that-
fair
is that
enough.
clear?
Everybody will
yeah,
have their-
let's-
their Resume in, which is what has to be in by the second. Those nominated by the nominating committee, it has to be posted 90 days before the election, which is May 23rd. The ones who go by petition, it says specifically in the code, those names plus the signers of the petition have to be posted 80 days before the election.
Okay.
Same place.
Well, here, let's do this because Eric, Eric, we want you to feel comfortable with what's going on here. Let's dig back through and see when it was that we started doing it this way, right? You made the statement that we've never done it this way. And you guys are saying we
That's what I
have done
remember
it. I
from a
mean,
long time ago. It might have gotten, things kind of might have fell by the wayside all the time. The code is the code is the code. That's all. And I think at this point, over the various things that we've gone through or dealt with in the past couple of years, the bottom line is you're going to follow the code. And we've talked about that before, and I think it's the right way to go, but more importantly, it's the way we don't have a choice.
Okay, so.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to make sure that
Yeah.
people that are nominated by the nominating committee do not get any preference over anybody who gets nominated by the 15 signatures.
They will be announced by the board as the folks that the board has the nominating committee has selected.
with the fiasco that we had during this thing last year, okay,
Mhm.
we're going to do this according to the code and the way it
Yeah.
should be done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I don't, I can't even believe that that we would even think we would give somebody preferential treatment over somebody else. But let's make sure that what we're saying is true. So that there are no questions, because we're just now getting started with this thing and already we've got talk about us not being or doing this thing equally. And so before we even get legs with that, I want to make sure that this is the way that it should be done. Okay. So what we can do is we can dig in and possibly listen to past board meetings and minutes and things like that. Look at the code. We'll make sure that we're buttoned up with it. And we'll make sure that everybody's being treated equal. Yeah, you can rest assured, I'll make sure that happens.
And for
Okay.
anybody who
I don't
wants
think we need
know-
to spend time looking over history on this. If we
Uh,
didn't do it at some points in the past, we can point fingers if we'd like, but that ain't gonna get anybody anywhere. What we're
Understood,
gonna
Doug, but
do- yeah.
I'm in
Well,
charge of making
all
sure
right.
that this thing goes off according to plan,
Okay.
and we're gonna be sure that it does. Okay?
And the language that
Right.
was in the e-blast that went out to people was a copy paste from the code.
Okay.
That is correct. You did send that out. Yeah.
Well, we can go back over it
Yeah.
again and make sure, because I am come hell or high water, we're gonna do this thing. And so that it's done correctly and according to the code and the rules. Okay?
Thank you.
Linda?
Yeah, I need to, I move to amend the March 15th, 2022 board minutes to include the motion made by Doug Parker for $700 for the pontoon launch. It was inadvertently left out of the March minutes.
I second.
Okay, we've got a motion to,
Include it, the motion carried. I just left it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've got a motion from Linda, seconded by Mary Beth, all in favor,
I,
opposed? Motion carried.
I also make a motion then to approve the March 15th, 2022 amended minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Annie Kerrigan, all in favor,
Aye.
I-
opposed? Motion carried. that it?
That's it.
All right. Correspondence, Linda.
We have one letter that was requested to be read from Dwayne Mickey. I was hoping to bow out gracefully in January to avoid any fallout from the support and stand that I made about letting go of Michelle Winship as an RSO. I was asked by several people to stay on board as chair and even treasurer by other chairs, other CRSOs and board members. I thought I would stay a while longer to tie up some loose ends and promises I made. Now, after some very toxic emails and text messages to me and my wife, in addition to some face-to-face name calling and a formal complaint to the board against me, I cannot have my name on this committee any longer. I would love to return when the toxic, hateful, retaliatory behavior goes away. Randall from security went with me to clear my locker. All equipment that I had is in the office at the lodge with the new general manager. I gave my keys to a board member. All minutes from meetings have been emailed by Michelle Winship to every RSO after the meeting. All previous range info is on top of the lockers in the range house. The deadline for the Echo is April 21 by noon. There is $7,232.51 in the range bank account, $2,000 earmarked for RFID donation, approximately $1,500 in amenities for cameras and safety supplies. I absolutely love this amenity. It was one of the attractions that made me want to live here. It saddens me to leave after trying to get on this committee for over 5 years and to open it up safely to new people and to the community to enjoy. God bless Dwayne Mickey.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Treasurer's report and motion, Cabot Ray.
Yes, for March, again, minimal movement one way or the other, with the exception of the health and wellness, who were going great guns to get the center open. We began the month with 157,727.75 in the total accounts for all the committees, the 25 plus subcommittees. But, and we ended the month actually down to, it was 100, I believe, 146, 237 in 90 cents. Yeah, 146, 237.90 as the ending balance for the month at the end of March. And so with that, I would motion that the report be accepted, the treasurer's report for the committees.
I'll second.
Motion made by Cabot Ray, seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. One thing that I missed in my call to order is the fact that Linda Lonzinger is excused from tonight's meeting. I apologize for that. Okay, is Rex with us
Here I am.
remotely? Management Committee report, Rex Eberly.
Okay, hello, and Chaz, thank you for the kind words about our management committee. Oh, I'm speaking. Hold on.
Rex, you there?
Yes. Hold on.
Audio out. You're not.
How about now, folks?
Come on, speaker. They can hear him, but we can't.
They can hear it, but we can't,
Let me see.
which is because if I plug it in, we're gonna get the.
Ah, that's the problem. Okay.
I'm calling you off. But I'm on speaker.
How about now?
Rex, can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear you. How about now?
He can hear. He can hear. Rex, I'm calling you on your cell.
Okay.
Hey, can you just talk to us if I put you on speaker?
Yes, I can.
Thanks, Rex. Hang on.
One way to skin a cat.
That's right. We'll make it
Okay.
work.
Tell me when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, Chaz, first of all, thank you for the kind words about the management committee, but you know, we just did a little bit. If it wasn't for our excellent management team, I better mute my other thing. Hold on here.
We're not getting feedback on our end, but you probably.
Yeah, but the folks listening online would be. Okay. So anyway, I want to thank Penny and Rick and Randall and Serena and Aaron for the work that they did because it was, you know, we couldn't have done it without them. But so thank you. We are extremely happy to have Andy on board, and he's already relieved me and the rest of our team from some workload, and we appreciate that. That's the way it should be. So thank you, and I really like the way the management committee is working together right now. So that's good. Capital fund total, before we get to what we're going to spend here in a few minutes, was at that time was $433,498. Depreciation fund 404,882. There's a lot of things that have been purchased and not paid for yet, and there's some stuff coming, so those will drop, but we're still in really good shape, and well, we'll just go from there. Management committee is in the process of developing long-range plans for the lakes, the golf course, and the maintenance and the security infrastructure, so that we can extend out the capital and depreciation fund and understand what we're going to have to be spending over the next 5 years, so that we make sure we stay in good shape. Expenditure requests, the management committee voted to purchase a Kawasaki Mule Pro FX EPS, whatever that is, from Pony Power Sports. The unit will be used by the golf course during the summer, spring, summer, and fall, and by maintenance in the wintertime for snow removal. It is equipped with a snow plow, dump bed, and winch. It's replacing some old mini Mog or some such thing. Total price for that is $22,551.37, and we do request board approval on that this evening. We'll also, we'll just kick these two out, and then you guys can do what you want to do. We had to vote again on the 2022 Toyota Tacoma pickup for security. You all approved this purchase last month, but with prices keep going up, and we had to get a unit with. In order to get a truck, we had to take one with a couple extra options, so our price went up another $1,000. Another change, though, originally we were going to trade the silver truck, the silver security truck, in for a trade-in value of $13,000. However, we are fortunate right now to have a new GM who needs transportation, because he promises he's going to find every corner of every road in the Hideaway Hills. And so we think it best for us to invest a little bit of money and not trade that silver truck, to give Andy something to drive, because there's no way for us to ever go buy another vehicle for him for under $13,000. So total price for that not to exceed is $38,000. We did want to look into the possibility if a lease would be advantageous, but we're not sure if Hideaway Hills Code allows us to enter in a lease agreement. So I would like board approval on those two expenditures, and then see if anybody knows the answer to the code question.
Guys, I obligated myself to looking into the lease option, and I simply ran out of time getting that done. Rex, Andy, I commit to you that I'll have you an answer on that by the end of the week. Okay. I apologize.
Can we go ahead and?
Yep.
So we can get our deposit. Let's vote on the expenditure is not going to change. It's just going to be how we pay for it. So.
Okay, so I need a motion to purchase a Kawasaki side-by-side for $22,551.37.
I second. You gotta make the motion.
You gotta make the
Oh,
motion.
sorry. I forgot you can do that. Yeah, I'll make the motion that we purchase the mule from Iron Pony for $22,551.37.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Annie Kerrigan, seconded by Cabot Ray. Any conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I also need a motion to purchase a Toyota truck for security not to exceed $38,000.
Do we need to rescind our previous vote? Because we approved $19,751.73 last month.
That's with
Okay.
the trade in.
So I need a motion to rescind the original vote to replace the Toyota truck for security.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion made by Doug Parker,
I'll second.
seconded by Annie Kerrigan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to rescind the previously approved dollar amount for the Toyota truck. Now we can move to, I need a motion to accept the $38,000, not to exceed $38,000 price for the Toyota truck for security.
I make that motion.
Motion made by Cabot Ray. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Linda Hodge. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very much, all. The next expenditure that we need to speak about does not require Board of Trustees approval because they were under the $15,000 limit each, but I do want to let you know what's going on. We have been preparing for the changes in the electrical system at the lodge when South Central Power completes their going underground. We will then go underground into a new transformer system for the lodge. And we've been getting ready for that and doing some inspections of the electrical system that we have now. And we found some deficiencies that need to be repaired immediately. These are mostly in the basement area of the lodge. At the same time, we're going to have, we're required by South Central Power, and we need to do this for our own safety and for our own planning, is we need to do building and site electrical layouts of both the site area around the lodge and the interior of the lodge. So we have contracted with Area Energy and Electric, who is also a member, and I appreciate their help on this. We're going to do the building and site electrical engineering of the lodge, and that was a $13,591 expense. There is a full interior electrical engineering of the lodge, and that's another $13,591. And what those are going to do, they're going to tell us what we have, what we need, how many amps we're pulling at different places. There will also be an inspection of what's there now and what needs to be done to make our lodge electrical safe. And then we're going to do the same thing for the pool building because it's also going to be fed underground. That's a $9,000 expense. And then we have electric repairs in the lodge basement at $14,628. So the good thing is this is exactly why we have a capital fund. And this is exactly why we needed to get money in that fund so that we can afford to do things like this. It's much less expensive than having another fire in the lodge. So I really appreciate Rick and Marty Bendokis for working through this. We're gonna have to put some other things back that we had in the capital fund, but that's the way it is, and it worked out. Are there any questions on that?
Can you
Okay,
share with us what's
um,
getting
Hold on.
delayed?
Hey, hang on one second, Rex. Annie has a question for you.
Okay,
Can you share what's getting delayed from the capital purchases?
not yet. We're kind of going through and looking at where we're at. It's, we may have to hold off on a silt trap. And we may need to slide, there's some water line work at the golf course. But we're not sure it's even going to be ready in 2022. So that may get slid a year as well. So we're trying to determine how best to do that.
Okay.
It's a juggling act. Any other questions on that? Okay.
Nope.
Happy to say 26 employees have been trained in first aid and CPR. Big shout out to Randall for setting this up. Golf course, we've added an experienced full-time employee to the maintenance team. We're still trying to fill 2 part-time positions. Management committee and the course maintenance team have determined that it's best for the long-term health of our course to close the course for a half day per week. We worked with the golf committee and to find what members felt was the best day to do that. And the course will start, I'm thinking next week, but I'm expecting a communication to go out here any day. Will be closed on Tuesdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. This gives our maintenance team a chance to get out there and not have to be dodging golf balls. It gives us time to work on the greens. It gives the greens a chance to kind of get their breath. And, truthfully, I've never seen a golf course around that doesn't do this at some point. So I'm glad we're doing this. It's going to save us time and money in the future. Also, we're going to be doing spring clarification of the greens, which we haven't done. We've only done fall, but our consultant says spring and fall is the best. So there we go on that. We are planning, we're still finishing up some things, but the RFID go live is scheduled for May 31. There will be a member communication and an RFID decal order form will go out in the next 7 days. And so look for that. And that communication should answer just about every question you have. Lodge updates, I believe lager is being brewed, and that's a great thing. There's a new salad bar that became operational on April 15th, and I've heard good things on that. We still have a lack of staffing, but we've been having some interviews and they've been positive, and the clubhouse is doing well. So that is my report. Any questions from the management committee about the management committee?
Any questions? Thanks very much, Rex.
Thank you, Rex.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Rex.
Appreciate it.
You're up. Next up is Andy Freeman, our new general manager. We'll go easy on you because we know you're still getting your feet wet.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Well, thank you. I want to thank you, the board, as well as the management committee and everybody who's made me feel very, very welcome here. It is my 3rd week on the job, and I've met a lot of new members, or I'm a new member, but I've led a lot of great people. People have, really helped along the way and so forth. Done some walking around the Hideaway Hills as well. I like to get out and exercise and go visit members and so forth. So while the truck is not in use right now, I'll be out and about inspecting and doing that kind of stuff. So again, I appreciate it. Not a long report, but just getting my feet wet and looking forward to the long relationship.
Good deal. Any questions for Andy? Any light questions for Andy?
Are you running?
No,
Your shoes look like running shoes.
Yeah. they are. biker, more of a
Okay,
biking guy.
gotcha.
Fair enough. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Let's go to the committee business and reports. We'll go around the room like we usually do. Eric?
Okay. Let's start with range. You guys heard Dwayne's essentially resignation letter, so we need to make a motion to accept Dwayne Mickey's resignation from the range committee. I'd like to make that motion.
Motion made by Eric Lapp to accept Dwayne Mickey's resignation as chairman of the range committee.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Cabot Ray. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And of course, what follows, the range committee actually got together last night and they nominated a co-chairman of Steve Cundiff and Jim Hiles to be the co-chairman of the range committee. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve those two as co-chairman.
Okay, Eric has made a motion to have co-chairs for the range committee, those co-chairs being Steve Cundiff and Jim Hiles. Do I have a second? Discussion?
I know we're going to be discussing later, the range committee, right, in executive session.
Yes, sir.
Should we hold until then? Or should we just move forward with this now?
Since it is scheduled for executive session, I would assume we can do it in executive session.
This was the recommendation of the range committee. They typically allow somebody to pick their leaders. So I guess if you guys just point that out.
Understood. Okay, so we will table that conversation until we get to executive session. What else?
Long range planning is needing a chairman, and you guys have all received the resume of Janine Markham. I'd like to nominate her to be the chairman of the long range planning committee.
Second that.
Was that Cabot?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Motion made by Eric to accept Janine Markham as committee chair for the Long Range Planning Committee, seconded by Cabot Ray. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I got.
Okay. I've got tennis. According to Dave Rowe and the tennis committee, they have got some work that they are trying to get scheduled starting in May. And weather permitting, getting a start date from the vendor of choice. They will clean both courts, fill the cracks, fill the low spots currently ponding water. Apply a poly coat to help prevent iron rust bleed through. Apply 2 coats of paint, green and blue, as is current on the courts. Stripe 2 tennis courts with white paint. And on court 1, stripe 2 pickle courts running north and south on each end in Columbia blue. So good things getting ready to happen at and with the tennis committee. Also, I have health and wellness. Sunday, April 24th will be their soft grand opening. And then the official grand opening is next weekend on the April the 30th. We've got an agreement and waiver form that has been sent to me for us to review and possible get legal input. And they are also getting ready to go through the process of issuing fobs to enter the facility. And that is it for my committees. Mary Beth?
Nothing for my committees today.
Okay. Linda?
Yes. Ginger Reed, who has done our spiral bound directory for years, is retiring, not going to do it anymore. Also, the layout artist is not going to do it anymore. So if anyone would like to volunteer to take that over. I talked with Ginger. What that involves is production of the 2023-24 directory. If interested, you can contact either me or Ginger. The activity includes securing advertisers, designing ads, proofing ads, securing and coordinating with the layout artist, updating the written portion of the directory, and coordinating with the HAH office and printer. And Ginger estimates it involves 100 to 150 hours of work to complete the project. So if anyone is interested, let Ginger or me know.
Does that the layout included in that, or I'm not sure I understood fully.
Actually, it's the layout artist who does the laying out. They
Right.
get it from Penny.
So we got to find a layout
gotta
artist
find
too.
a
So
layout
that's
artist
in
as
addition, right? Okay.
And I don't know, I thought we would see if anybody wants to volunteer. The truth is, we ordered 500 of those last time. 250 are still sitting in the office.
Mhm.
So they are not widely purchased by members.
Somewhat understandable because of the turnover factor.
Well, it is,
Yeah.
because by the time it's published, it's out of date. I think we had 57 new members in a year, so the day it comes out, it's probably. The other thing to consider is, we talked last time about people wanting to opt out of the directory. There will
Sure.
be no option to opt out if you're in print. So nobody could then, halfway through the year, say, I want my info taken out. It would be in there for 2 years.
But they can opt out prior to,
They could opt out
Right.
prior, and if it's just online, they can opt out anytime they want to, and it can be updated twice a month. So I thought we would ask for volunteers first. If nobody wants to take over the project, then
but the layout people we pay.
we pay the layout people.
Yeah.
I have all of the
No,
the
I know. Okay.
numbers if
Yeah.
you want them. It's a few thousand to do this, but a big part of it is getting the advertisers.
Oh,
and
sure.
designing
Yeah,
the ads
absolutely.
and
Always is.
staying in contact with them.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, Cabot.
Nothing from pool, believe it or not, this time of year. And as far as adopt an area, I mentioned last month that Sue Batcher, who's done a great job, has stepped back as the kind of the head of the committee. It's a small committee. They're always looking for new blood and a new leader. I noticed a woman yesterday, a lovely lady on her hands and knees cleaning up a bed by the front gate, and they really do a wonderful service. But I think they are looking for leadership, and they're always looking for more membership. I did get a call from one woman and was able to connect her to that committee. But again, they could use some more people. As far as chapel goes, the annual flower sale for Mother's Day will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, May 6, May 5, May 6, and 7. Thursday and Friday hours are 5 to 6:30. Saturday is 10 to noon. $18 per pot or whatever, the hanging basket. Exact change or check, please. $18 each. Wide variety of beautiful annuals and ferns from the same nursery we've been using, which is an outstanding nursery. I want to mention that the first chapel service will be Monday, May 30th, sunset service. It's a Memorial Weekend, Memorial Day service. It will start at 7:30 and then following each Sunday after that, 10 a.m. for service times. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Cabot. Andy Kerrigan.
Yeah, so the social committee, I'd like to thank Serena and the Lodge for hosting the Ladies' Night in March. It was well attended. The Ladies' Night the next Ladies' Night will be Wednesday, April 20th at 261 Shawnee Lane, which is Dee Dee Parker's house from 6 to 8 p.m. Please bring an appetizer to share and BYOB. May Ladies' Night will be May 11th at the Lodge. First concert of the season is Saturday, May 28th, where Katie and the Red Hots will be playing. The concert is sponsored by Iron Pony, Chris and Tammy Jones. You can still order tables for the concert series and chairs for the 3 concerts that they're having for $200. Please contact Gordon Vink or Dee Dee Parker. Thanks to all the members that ordered HH apparel and swag. All will be able to pick up their orders on May 6th between 6 and 8 p.m. at the Lodge. And also, the August poker run event that the social committee had scheduled for August has been canceled, and the tennis committees will be hosting the poker run instead. The date for that is to be determined. Organic garden, the rain has played havoc with the early planning and bed prep. Currently, no one is on the waiting list, but there is one bed open. Please contact Greg Patassin or the office if you are interested. I'd like to make a motion to reimburse Greg Patassin $15.12 from the garden committee funds for sprayer and wire. I have three of them. Can we just go through all of them? Motion to reimburse Greg Patassin $18.31 from garden committee funds for gas. And finally, motion to reimburse Greg Patassin $35.22 from garden committee funds for heavy plastic.
I'll make that motion.
You second that motion?
A second.
Okay. So we've got, do we need to do these individually or can we do them all at once? Okay, so
Same person.
we have a motion to reimburse Greg Patassin $15.12 for a sprayer and some wire. We also need to reimburse Mr. Patassin $18.31 for gas. And last but not least, $35.22 for heavy plastic. Motion made by Annie Kerrigan, seconded by Cabot Rowie. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And that's all I had.
Thank you, Annie. Last but not least, Doug Parker.
All righty. I think I emailed everybody these food services and lakes committee things, but I'll read them quickly. And then I just have one funds request on the heel of that. So we'll make it quick. Food Services Committee, long-range planning discussions continue, including the need, by the way, for a new point of sale software system. That has come up. That's a little bit problematic for us at this point. It doesn't work like it should in today's modern world. And I remember when we got that. And anyway, I remember when we got it and I realized now how long ago that was, and we didn't have one prior to that. And we had got along without it, but it's anyway, we're going to have to look at getting a new one, and I forget what the costs are on that, but we have to get to that later. Also, lodge interior improvements, the lights have been had a makeover, and they'll be doing painting some trim around the windows, nothing major or anything like that, but touch-ups. But we've got a number of folks new on the committee that want to do stuff, and so we'll be doing stuff, but we'll let you know in advance. The new salad bar had its first run on April 15th. If you weren't aware of that, I understand it went well. We also, along with that, installed, because we had purchased them at the same time, two twin tap towers, and two keg couplers as well. Those are in now. And so I guess we have one more beer on tap now in each place, the lodge and the clubhouse. I forget how that works, but in any way, also doing some long range planning regarding brewery and brewing, because we'll have some changes in there coming down the road. So, but I think that's well underway. A lot of people are talking about it. We may need some new hands in the brewing process. I've even asked a couple people myself who I know do that. So stay tuned. We will probably need some new brewers, helpers and brewers anyway. Considering a possible purchase, this isn't for a vote tonight. The committee would probably like to purchase a 60-inch commercial gas grill. This will be presented for approval at the next board meeting. It's about $2,400. That would be from committee funds, of course. That's primarily for amphitheater events, but we're going to discuss using it elsewhere, including like at the clubhouse as necessary. I don't know how portable this thing might be, but anyway, everybody seems to think this is going to be very helpful, especially for events in this locale right here itself. But just an FYI on that. We also discussed some new plant-based and gluten-free items, which I'm not familiar with, but I have become a little bit educated on it. Some of them are on the menu now. So you can see that for some guidance. That was, some members came to us in a meeting and wanted to talk about that, and it's worked out so far, I guess. And I haven't heard anybody get sick or anything. I don't know this stuff. I apologize, but we have it. So anyway, somebody has asked the question, is there a separate fryer for the gluten-free food that gets prepared? The answer is yes, I'm told. So I guess that's important. So I'll make a note of that.
Not
People told
something
me,
I'd think of.
okay, well, people told me that's important. And I said, okay, you're the expert, not me. We have new clubhouse hours effective as of today. And those have been posted. So you can find those on your own. I won't try to go down and detail those. Also talked about some additional events because everybody wants to do more events this year. Hopefully we'll have enough volunteers to be able to do this as well as staff. And we're cognizant of that. So we're trying to pay attention. But in any case, we've had some talks about a comedy night and not necessarily at one or the other facility, but a comedy night, a possible beer tasting dinner too, because the number of people have asked for that. So that's the Food Services Committee, Lakes Committee. With the new goose fencing and other harassment efforts in place now, we're assessing approximate needs and costs for fresh sand at the beach because it got a little poopy there in past, as you remember. So hopefully that will be down a little bit. The sand was last replaced in 2020. I wasn't on the board, so I've been trying to remember how this all happened because it cost about $6,000 the last time we did that. We spent $6,000. That included some pea gravel that I know is down at the beach too, and maybe one or two other stray things in there. But in any case, we think we can get it done for less, and we're looking for bids right now and try and get it done for less. But the bottom line is we need some new sand at the beach. And I went and took a look at it too. And we do need to kind of fix that up a little bit. We have, and it hasn't been mentioned yet, but it basically was done by the management committee, I believe. We have received from ODNR a full geese control permit now. So we can do lethal as well as non-lethal things like addling eggs, for example. We can now do that if I've got this right. And I had done a little research on it myself, but I'm not an expert. But note that even if we get into doing, dogs chasing the geese and addling eggs, and there are other things you can do that are considered lethal, the bottom line is you have to continue, according to this permit, to do the non-lethal practices as well as the lethal stuff. So we're not excused from putting out decoys and all of that. And I know there are various opinions on that stuff, but I've talked to a number of people who do it for a living. And he said, if you do it right and you do it and you move things around and then a few other things, the bottom line is they will work, but nothing will work perfectly forever. So anyway, so you have to continue to do that if you have a permit. I didn't know that. Pontoons launched already, of course, is this Saturday. Next important thing about that is if you know anybody that has a self-stored boat in the lot down by the main dam, it's got to get out of there ASAP because it's hard to do the launch with the boats blocking and things in the way. So just a friendly reminder on that one. And I think we're given a grace period to a couple of people to move a boat or two that were kind of in the way. The next committee event for the Lakes Committee is the Tadpole Fishing Contest, which you may have seen some ads for on social media, and that's June 11th. And that is anxiously awaited. People are telling me they're glad it's back because it's been off the calendar for a while. So, and we got a lot more kids around, in case you didn't notice. So that's all I have, but I have one more request for funds. This is a quickie. A gentleman by, I don't know, and I hope I got the name right, Lou Pagliarini, had his boat stored, but he did not, we need to give him I'm trying to remember what this, we got to give him a refund of $30, I believe. I got to get that approved. Is Sue here? Is that what it was? $30?
Paid to put the boat in and out, but he was a new member and didn't realize that he couldn't take the boat down there, put it on a trailer, and we would use his trailer and all that. So it ended up sitting there, so we're just giving him a storage fee. He should get $30 back.
He gets $30 back. We need to vote on that. And I didn't get it in time to do an e-vote on it, or otherwise I would have had all that stuff down. This is hot
We
off
have
the
a little
press,
bit of stuff.
hot off the press, if they still use presses.
And who's that to, Doug?
It'll be for lot 1030, Lou Pagliarini.
So you're
Tag.
making the motion.
Pardon?
You're making a motion.
Yes, I
So we
am.
have a motion by Doug Parker to pay Mr. Tagler, the
Pagliarini.
member at lot 1030,
Yes.
a refund of $30 for boats, unused boat storage, right?
Yes.
Do I have a
Is that
second?
right? Unused vote for it?
Unused.
Unused
Unused
launch, I
launch.
apologize, yes.
Funds, okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Cabot Ray. Any discussion? All in favor?
Hi,
Opposed? Motion carried.
all done.
And I just got a note from security. There are 62 people lined up at the lodge entrance to volunteer for the beer brewing.
That didn't take long. Continue-
That's a
I'm s-
work in progress. I don't want to shake anybody's.
Outstanding.
Are we gonna continue with the wine dinner concept that was here? in-
We haven't talked about that.
Since I missed them all.
Yeah, well,
But,
that's
uh,
why we're not having them anymore, because you weren't showing up.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, we needed somebody to, be the headliner for those. But no, we haven't talked about that. We talked about just doing some variety. We actually talked about a possible bourbon dinner too. So,
Outstanding.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and I believe that we covered all the fund requests.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
We also need the update from Tim Weibel.
We got,
And since we can't hear Tim,
I got it.
Linda's got his update.
50 to 60 people turned out for the spring fling on Saturday, April 16th. Saturday morning, April 30th is a work day at the course. And they are considering closing the course on Tuesdays till 3 p.m. for maintenance. And Tim wanted you to know or the golf committee, there is now a golf committee Facebook page. So if you want to know about tournaments and what's happening with golf, check out the golf committee Facebook page.
And nothing for the off.
Okay.
But I'm sorry.
Thank you, Tim.
I'm not sure if you
Open forum.
do meeting.
We have one
Yeah, I
person
go to
who'd like to speak or more.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what? Let's give
it
him
is.
a
Need
mic.
a mic.
Yeah, like we can't hear Jim Lloyd.
You
For the
only
people
do
there,
for the
that was
people
up
there.
there.
So actually, let's,
Use mine.
yeah, Andy.
It's not plugged in.
It's got the Cabot Ray voice.
If you,
There you go.
yeah, there
You're
you
on.
go.
There we go.
All righty, thank you. Jim Lloyd, lot 1106. I'm not used to standing on this side of that table, but here I am. Real quick, because I know you're busy. I am on the permanent ban of selling the property. I'm not real sure that the board has the authority to do that, and I think you better look into that. It's a permanent ban, and I don't believe you have it. You may. Anyway, if you don't, it's the green space, yeah, that you're talking about permanently banning. If you do have the authority, I'm not real sure that's the wisest use of up to $10,000 of club money to ban the sale of property that has already been deemed as unbuildable and is not even shown by the people that show the property to prospective buyers. Also, it's come to my understanding that some of these properties are real close to some board members' homes. And I don't think that's the perception that this board would like to put out to the members, because that sure does show a conflict of interest. With that being said, I'm done on that. The only other thing I have to say is I think you better start looking at the liberal use of the sunshine law for your executive sessions. It seems to me that you're getting a little bit further away from what the sunshine laws say. So just take a look at it. That's all I've got. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
While you're here, Jim, before you go.
I said my piece.
Oh, I wanted to ask you if you had an opinion on the leasing, if the club could lease, lease on.
I don't recall us ever doing that.
Well, I don't think there's but I think there's something in the code somewhere that says leasing would put collateral on property. And I think there may be a limit on how much you can do that, but I think there is something in the code or the rules have have to do with leasing. I know we never have leased anything to the best of my knowledge.
Right.
No,
All
we
right.
But-
Well, I didn't mean to hold you up, but I
Oh,
wanted
no,
to
that's
ask.
all right. That's all right.
Thank
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we elected in the past. I'm not going to remember the reasons off the top of my head to not do that with previous boards, ones that I was on anyway. Yeah.
It seems to me there's a code in there.
There were some
somewhere.
reasons,
And
but
our
I don't
accounts
remember
are
what
in
they were.
really good shape
Yeah.
right now. We can afford
Yeah.
to purchase it, you know, if
Yeah.
it's something we need.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay, that wraps up open forum. So now to unfinished business. We've got a lot of stuff to communicate and read. And some of it gets a little complicated, so we'll try not to bore you with 3 pages worth of questions and answers. But we will ask Linda Hodge to read the ballot issue for the annual meeting. We're going to reread the proposed Article 11 language on discrimination.
Okay, first we have the anti-discrimination language, current. It shall be the policy of this club. There shall be no discrimination in employment, membership, activity, participation, or guest privileges on the basis of race, religion, national origin, sex, or age. The proposed, and this is exactly as it will appear on the ballot. It shall be the policy of this club that there shall be no discrimination in employment, membership, volunteer participation, governance, activity participation, guest privileges, or in any ancillary matter related to the proceeding based on race, religion, national origin, veteran status, disability, sex, including sexual orientation or age.
Okay, thank you, Linda. And after last month's board meeting, we had a member request for some additional anti-discrimination language. And after speaking with legal counsel, I'm left with the following conclusion with regard to the issue as raised in relation to political affiliation and or ideology. We need to have the anti-discrimination areas properly identified and covering those areas mentioned at the federal level and for the most part, our state level. These are areas considered protected classes from discriminatory practices. Race, color, religion or creed, national origin or ancestry, sex, including gender, pregnancy, sexual orientation, and gender identity, age, physical or mental disability, veteran status, genetic information, and citizenship. We only want to include protected classes in the anti-discriminatory policy because it's difficult to know where to draw the line on various requests for non-protected items. For example, political affiliation, mental health issues, work status, and it could even go down as far as eye color. The political affiliation ideology language is more properly dealt with under the anti-harassment instead of anti-discrimination. And section 14 of the club rules already covers some harassment of others, including members. And as we speak, the Constitution Committee is reviewing the harassment language, and we will make sure that this request was posed to the board to be included in what they are currently researching to put in play. Okay. Next up, we have a variance for the well at 1633 Cardinal Hill. We need to conduct an open hearing. And we need to reread and discuss some questions that were posed as it relates to the requested variance. Linda, can you reread the what's currently being run in the echo, please?
I can, and this is going to be a while because we had one response. We had one question from one member and a response, so this is going to be a semi-long read. Okay,
Yep,
in other words, this is a commercial break.
but it's necessary.
This is
It's
for the
necessary.
well on.
This is for
Cardinal
the
Hill.
well.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric Bortson and John Cook, lots 1633, 1634, and 1635 Cardinal Hill, requested a variance to section 300.01 and section 300.09 of the Hideaway Hills Building Code. The members cannot meet property line requirements and have requested a license agreement with HAH for access to a wellhead and protective barrier to be located approximately 4 feet inside the 40-foot HAH road right-of-way at lot 1633. Drawings and additional information are on file in the HAH office. The members' request for a variance is based on their lot's extraordinary topography, making positioning a drill rig on these lots dangerous. The well driller would only drill in the road right-of-way. This notice appeared in the April and March issues of the Echo. Following the notification, the board held open meetings in the open hearings at the April 13, 2022 and May 19, 2022 board meetings. Comments and concerns should be directed to the board in writing. And we received questions from one member, and Chris Donaldson, the ACC chair, supplied the following answers. So I'll just read the questions and the answers that Chris gave. Question number 1, you indicated the members cannot meet the property line requirements and have requested a license agreement with HAH for access to a wellhead and protective barrier to be located approximately 4 feet inside the 40-foot HAH road right-of-way at lot 1633. The map provided shows a 50-foot RW on Cardinal Hill Lane. Response from Chris, who's chair of the ACC. The ACC has received 2 surveys for lot 1633. One states the RW to be 40 feet, one states it to be 50 feet. The correct width of the RW is 40 feet as stated on the original HAH plat map for section 60. I've attached a copy of that plat map. The width is the number that appears between lots 1629 and 1637. Because the width of the road is not used to locate the wellhead, the 50-foot width on the second survey was noted but not corrected. Second, is the 50 feet the distance inside the closest drawn lines or the distance between lot lines for lot 1633 and lot 1630? Answer from Chris Donaldson. The distance between the front roadside lot lines for 1633 and 1630 is 40 feet, that being the platted width of Cardinal Lane. The paved part of the road in HH is typically 20 feet. Next question. Does the map show the water well 4.2 feet outside of the property line of 1633 and 4.2 feet inside the 50-foot RW? I'm sure everybody's following it, right? Answer, the well is located 4.2 feet into the 40-foot road RW outside the property line for lot 1633. Is the right-of-way actually 40 feet as described in your letter or 50 feet as described on the map? The correct width is 40 feet as explained above. You indicated that you are required to notify adjacent lot owners with property boarding the property or properties or within sight of the property or properties for which the variance being requested. Would you provide me with the names of owners with lot numbers who were notified? Answer, the members applying for the variance have listed adjacent and within sight neighbors as 1627, 1630, Peter Gideon, 1631, Jonathan and Nicole Kraft, and 1636, Edwin and Jane Gundel. Close. Have any of the other lot owners notified, submitted questions or objections to the requested variance? To the best of my knowledge, your questions are the only ones received. The request indicates that the private water well system wellhead and head is located within the right-of-way of lot 1633 Cardinal Hill, Sugar Grove, Ohio 43155. In referencing the map which was provided, it appears that the well was located outside the property line of 1633 and within the right-of-way of Cardinal Hill Lane. Is this correct? Yes. If the wellhead is located within the right-of-way of Cardinal Hill Lane, will this cause issues now or in the future with the use of right-of-way? Maintenance reviewed this request for a variance. They are satisfied that there is room for their vehicles, including snowplows. In older parts of HAH, members typically park inside and along the edge of the road right-of-way. In older areas, some wells are located by the side of roads. Question, is there a precedence at HAH for locating a water well within the right-of-way? If so, have such variances been successful, or has there been issues, resulting issues, which has been problematic for HAH or adjoining property owners? I'm not aware of any issues. The owners of 1633 current and future will be responsible for any damage that may occur to the wellhead. Question, the request indicates that no less than 6 contractors were contacted to complete the project, but only one, Wortham, well drilling, agreed to drill the well, and only if there was application for a variance on the location of the well due to topography and access of the lot. Would the driveway allow access to the contractor to place the water well in a more suitable location on the lot and not in the right of way? Answer, I believe that a well rig needs to be set up on a surface that is flat enough and large enough to provide a stable base for the truck and its outriggers. The well driller has the final say regarding areas are suitable. Question, the request indicates that the well was finally completed in December 2021. So this request is just a request for a variance in the form of a permanent easement, not a request for permission to install the water well. Is this correct? Answer, the well has been drilled. The members initially requested a permanent easement. The HAH Club attorney prepared a license agreement and not a permanent easement. Hocking County Health Department approved a variance for the well before it was drilled. The members applied for an HH building code variance after the well was drilled because they did not know that a variance was needed. Can you provide photographs to show the appearance of the wellhead as it appears at a distance and close up from Cardinal Hill Lane? I will forward photos of the wellhead with a protective barrier. I recently received them, but now can't find them to attach. Question, the request indicates that various documents were attached. I did not receive the following. The initial letter that the members sent to the board requesting the variance had several documents attached. Not all of them are relevant now. What she did attach was a document to be signed, filed with Hocking County Recorder, plat survey completed dated November 4, 2020, well log filed with the state of Ohio with GPS location of the well, original plat survey prior to building dated January 19, 2022, variance granted by Hocking County. And she said she would supply any other documents that the member was requesting.
Okay. Apparently the open hearing for tonight is part of the building code that says the open hearing is for the purpose of airing any member comments. The member who asked questions didn't have comments, but we considered his questions to be valid. So we wanted to read them aloud tonight. Any questions as it relates to that? Okay. The next item on the agenda is the proposed, we need to vote on the proposed building code revisions as it relates to easements and setbacks. This is the document that's in your packet that has a very extended definition of what easements are and how they function within Hideaway Hills, and also the setbacks. Does everybody have that in their packet?
And that was in 2 issues of the Echo.
Yes, it has already run its course in the Echo, and it's time for the board to vote on it. So that being said, do I have a motion to accept the proposed building code revisions as it relates to easements and setbacks?
I will make a motion to adopt the definition changes to section 700 of the building code.
Motion made by Linda Hodge. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Doug Parker. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda is the proposed building code revisions to the maps, plans, and permits. We need to vote to post it in the Echo. And this is the document in your packet that pertains to the definition of the HH plat map and the HH plat map, the plat map, the plot plan, and the site plan. Do I? And the 200.01 permit application revision to the building permit app. the applications for a building permit. What's that? And section 700, which I just defined as the HH plat map, the plot plan, and the site plan. Is that straight? Okay. So what we need to do now is we need to vote to post it in 2 consecutive echoes. And then once it has run its course, we will vote on it just like we did the last one.
So I will move to publish in the May and June editions of the Echo the following changes to the building code. 1, changes to the wording in section 200 building permit application. And 2, the addition of 5 definitions under section 700.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made by Linda Hodge, seconded by Cabot Ray. Any discussion?
I assume this all came from ACC. This is the first,
It did.
okay, this is the first time we're seeing this. It didn't show up last month.
No, we didn't.
No.
Okay, so it's my first time reading through it. Why do we need to have, in the submission process, I certainly agree with going with a digital solution, but requiring a printed copy seems like it's kind of going backwards. I would say that we should be able to do either or do just digital only.
Point well taken.
So
I think we've got our ACC chair with us. Do we not? Chris, can you speak to why you wanted it both ways? Eric makes a pretty good point.
you're requiring a printed copy and then also a digital copy. Why would a digital copy not suffice? Or, I mean, why do we still need to do a printed copy? Oh, sorry.
Chris, grab the mic.
Our goal, the code as it stands now requires 2 printed copies. And our goal is to get a digital copy.
Okay.
I'm not sure all members, and I'm not sure the office is in a position to accept everything digitally. Now, Andy and I had a go around on a related issue regarding digital just a week or so ago. I don't know, Andy, is it, I'm not sure the office is ready to accept everything digitally.
I think that's how I've submitted all of my building requests, is all via email. And then walked in with a check. And that seems like that's worked fine. And
Well, it ends up
That's a
as
good
a
point.
printed copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, if we can go forward with technology instead of.
We would love to.
I think the
Um,
office, my understanding is the office is not ready to move past having a printed copy, a paper
A
copy.
digital.
That's what they are used to using.
Last week at the ACC meeting, there were 5 members in the committee. We had 1 paper copy to share between 5 of us, and 1 of us was on Zoom. So that's the way the office has been functioning.
Okay.
Now,
So would it be, could we say that once we're able to shoulder the digital
That would
copy,
be
that we could
fine,
wean
yeah.
ourselves off of the hard copy?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that would be great. We would like to go 100% digital, but
The office
we
isn't
have
ready to
gotten
do that.
resistance from the office in doing it.
Okay.
We need a transition period. Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would view it as. a
yeah, let's
transition.
parallel the
Yeah,
two and see if
we're-
we can wean ourselves off the hard
But
copy.
but officially here, we're requesting that they provide a printed copy and the digital.
So Chris,
And
could we
maybe an
change
and
it
Or,
to say when the office is ready to accept digital, that they can at that time drop it, and perhaps we modify the language to say that way, what Eric's saying is true, it would go digital, but it allows, we wouldn't have to come back and change the rule later. We could add language to that effect.
I don't want to say just a paper copy because we want the digital.
okay,
It is unbearably difficult for 5 people to share 1 paper copy.
agreed.
And we couldn't even get the office to give us 5 paper copies.
Okay.
And that was our go around,
So,
among other things.
but
Uh,
we're trying to go all digital.
Right.
You're saying
So
that the
give me
office
some
isn't ready
language.
to do it, but yet we're gonna require a digital copy. to
Well,
send,
right now, 2 paper copies are required.
Right.
So,
So in your opinion, one digital and
One paper.
one paper is a concession in and of itself, right?
right, that's
Okay.
how we viewed it.
But if the office can't handle digital now, is what I'm hearing, we're gonna require it.
But that's for the ACC. That digital is given to the ACC who, for ease of them looking at all of the information.
Okay.
We would like the members to submit a digital,
Yes.
but I'm not sure all members are ready to do that. And I know the office has not, up until maybe today, hasn't been ready to do it.
Okay.
So I think we're pushing in that direction. If you want to give me some better wording,
Well, we can also get Andy to champion that from the office side and see what we come up with to appease everybody. I mean, this isn't an insurmountable problem, right?
I'm trying to move this forward.
Yeah.
that's all.
so the problem with or is we don't want just a paper copy.
No, but what I was suggesting is maybe we include language to say when they're, right now you submit one of each. And when the office is ready to accept just digital alone, they can do away with the paper copy and it can be just the one digital copy. But we write it in now so that we don't have to change the rules again later, that the office has the option of doing that when ready.
Eric is submitting applications by email and the office is printing them and giving them to us in printed form. I don't know, give me some wording. I don't want to receive just a paper
Sure.
copy, yeah.
Um,
And you don't want to submit a paper
no, I
copy.
don't.
And I agree with that, I'm not opposed to that at all. Just give me some wording and I'll,
Is this something we can do in the next few days and then Evo it?
Well,
to-
Yeah.
oh,
okay.
uh,
Ginger needs it by Thursday to be in the Echo.
So, okay.
So we'll work on that.
Yeah,
see
we'll
if
get
we
it
can
next
come up with
day.
something.
Yeah,
Come up
okay.
with a
No,
better-
I see your point, yeah. And as long as the office, well, they've been happy accepting your email submissions, but they do get printed and then that's what we receive.
They don't really.
I know,
I
it's,
assume they were forwarding well, that's why I copy you guys on, but anyways, okay.
yeah, no, actually, I think that then, I don't know, but at the last meeting, we had one paper copy for 5 people. One of whom couldn't see it because he was on Zoom.
Okay.
So our goal, and we've been discussing this for several months. It doesn't have anything to do with what transpired in the last week or so.
Thank you,
But we
Chris.
we decided that we wanted to go to digital.
Okay, thank you.
So I will send through Linda Hodge.
Yes.
Not this time, I'll be gone.
Oh,
So
We'll
why don't you send it to Chaz and me?
Yeah, and we'll change the
get it
wording
evoed
and
out.
fix
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
So we're going to table voting on posting the current language in the Echo until we can make an adjustment.
Hopefully in the next couple days,
yeah.
right? So it gets
Yep.
to the next.
Yeah,
I'd
Echo.
like to get it in the
Yep.
Echo right away.
Yeah.
So
Got it.
You'll have something tomorrow.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'd like some additional time just to read over. It seems like a lot of changes here, so.
Okay. Okay. Next up, we need to reaffirm the e-votes. Mary Beth Fisher.
Okay, I will read the 8-0 votes first. Lakes Committee to raffle new kayak, fair market value $300 with tickets at $20 each at the Tadpole Fishing Contest. Chapel Committee to reimburse HAH for the purchase of mulch for chapel grounds for $424. Chapel to pay up to $2,000 for chapel services from May 30 through July 17, 2022 for guest speakers, music leaders, and setting up and taking down sound equipment. Golf Committee Spring Fling is moved from April 9 to April 16. Social Committee is canceling previously approved poker run. Lakes Committee is approved to pay $660 for 3 of the maintenance crew to work the pontoon launch. Pay Robin Enterprises the sum of $1,645.82 for the organic garden for printing HAH map. Activities for Youth Committee to reimburse Carrie Anke $196.84 for breakfast with Santa fees. Approve up to $3,200 for purchase of flowers from Daryl Norris Greenhouse for Chapel Committee flower sale, and reserve the shelter house for the same on May 4, 5, 6, and 7. Pay Greg Patassin $211.19 from Garden Committee funds for a dump cart, gas, and propane. Pay Dwayne Williams to reimburse him from Health and Wellness funds in the amount of $853.66 for water bottles and yoga mats for the opening at Health and Wellness Center. Reimburse Joe Williams from Health and Wellness funds the amount of $3,334.55 for treadmills, weight racks, and benches. Reimburse HAH Club with ADT with funds from the Health and Wellness Committee in the amount of $1,443.31 for installation of cameras, motion detector, and key fob system. Approve June 1 through 8 as the spring cleanup as scheduled by maintenance. October 15th is approved for the social committee cook-off. Gordon Vink to be reimbursed $172.17 from social committee amenity funds for lights at the amphitheater. Pay Marguerite Geyer $66.99. It says in here 66,99. That needs to be $66.99 from the organic garden funds for fertilizer and supplements. Pay Greg Patassin $123.81 from the organic garden funds for a string trimmer and extra batteries. And approve food services committee for purchasing 2 lodge gift cards for the 80s night at the clubhouse and Blue Jean Ball at the lodge for a total of $60. The 7-0 votes. Please e-vote to, or we e-voted to approve the golf committee rule change as presented in the February and March echoes. And finally, the new member committee funds of $276 was approved to purchase reflective sign materials for the member address signs. And I move to approve the e-votes.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mary Beth Fisher to reaffirm the e-votes, seconded by Cabot Ray. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. One thing I need to add to the John Cook, Eric Bortson open hearing is the fact that the Hocking County Board of Health is waiting for the HAH approval before they will give them the stamp of approval too. So once that's completely run its course, they will take a look at it and give us a ruling on it. I apologize for that. That being said, no new business topics, old business topics, committee guidelines update. Annie Kerrigan.
Yeah, so I sent you guys all a copy of the proposed committee guidelines. Before we dig into that, let me just say a few things about it. As you guys all know, since Hideaway Hills was founded, committees have been a key part of how do we support the community and the amenities that we all get to enjoy. Excuse me. These committees have operated without any guidance from the board and have over time started to have more and more challenges navigating our complex community. As new members join our community and new committees have been created, people weren't sure how to proceed. And with recent activities, it's become evident that our committees could use some help. While working on this project, our team, discovered that it was pretty clear that there really isn't one size fits all committee at Hideaway Hills, and our committees come in all shapes and sizes. So in drafting these guidelines, our team kept these thoughts in mind and have tried to outline basic things that we feel all committees need, along with things that are really optional. Over the past month, we held 2 meetings for committee chairs to come and share their thoughts on these guidelines. We had representation from 7 committees and some very fruitful discussion around their ideas, to which we then amended the proposal that is now put forth here in front of the board.
And I might add, Annie, that this was this whole guidelines update was kind of initiated by myself to help better frame the way that our committees need to operate. What you put in front of us to look at is far more comprehensive than I could have ever imagined. But as I read through it, I see why it's necessary for it to be as detailed as it is currently. And again, you know, basically I was looking for something with committee chair involvement to better define how a committee should be run, how it gets its committee members, how many, committee members should they have, what are their responsibilities. We've had some executive committee within a committee activity and things like that. So I really appreciate you taking that on, and we all have it to look at, and we can give input, but I appreciate the update.
Very in
Okay.
depth, and I mean, it covered a lot of ground there, so.
It does.
And I like the fact that you had the option of if you want to follow the Robert's Rules of Order versus just, standard committee operations, you. And I guess that maybe the committees can follow which one they choose. If it's agreed to by the membership. So and your group did a lot of work, so.
Yeah, they did put a lot of time into this. So special thanks to Greg Patassin, Dee Dee Parker, Jim Kirk, and Kathy Clevenger, because they, like I said, they put a lot of time into this.
And you had meetings where you invited the committee chairs to come
Yeah, we had 2 meetings.
input, correct?
Yep.
Good deal. Okay, technology update.
So in the last month, some members from the board and management, along with Andy, thankfully, he was able to join for some of these. We had demos with the solution providers to evaluate their solutions. What we had them do was show us their key features, and that are the things that we feel we need to fill for Hideaway Hills. Our goal next is to narrow this down to just a couple, and in the next month, hopefully we can review these finalists, meet with them, get some unanswered questions answered, and delve more into pricing, reference customers, and other details. That's something that Andy and I are going to try to meet about this Friday.
Yeah.
And I sat through a couple of those and also had the opportunity to look at them after the fact as well. And I got to tell you, the software that's out there, of course, this is a hosted, these are hosted solutions, is far and away better than what we were researching and trying to implement as recently as the same time that we were rebuilding the dam. And at that particular time, there were only 2 outfits that even had homeowner association type of software for us to look at, and we had to purchase it, and it was extremely expensive, or we had to have custom code written for us, and it's it's far and away better than it was. And I mean, everything that I saw on a couple of these fit us to a T. I mean, and it really helps solve some problems that we've had for a long time. And so I think we're definitely headed in the right direction with that. And the cost was just unbelievably cheaper than it was when last we looked at it. So hats off to you on that.
Thanks.
Okay. I committed myself during the all of the videos that I did for the special election to announce to the membership the cost for said special election. This price is does not include the payroll for the time spent with the office staff and the ballot and mailing cost. And the current bill for the entire package was $14,804 for the special election. That being said, we'll move to Linda Hodge and new members.
No club lots were sold. New members are Kelly and Michael Wall, lot 1078. Mary Carls and Matthew Scott, lot OUTV Mary McCowan and Kevin Brubaker, lot 314. John Michael Bolser, lot 1167. Benjamin and Stephanie Aherns, lots 1187, 1188, 1189, and 1190. And Joseph Martin and Lori Kluzinski, lots 207 and 208. So I move to accept the new members.
So we've got a motion on the table from Linda Hodge to accept the new members. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Annie Kerrigan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Go ahead, Linda.
I'll move that we adjourn to executive session.
Motion made by Linda Hodge. Do I have a second?
Go ahead, Cabot.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Cabot Ray. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.